Hey friends, I'm Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti, and of course I forgot to turn at least one light on. It's this one. Forgot to turn it on. Thanks for being patient, yo. This morning's been a little crazy, but here we are. It's Sim Sunday. No, it's not. It's Q&A Sunday. Look at this little move. Look at this. Look at this. Whee! And in. And where am I going to go? Out. That's where I'm going to go. That's me flying a 5-inch rig freestyle with no subject to chase a couple of days ago at a little, like, whatever spot around the corner. It was great to get out and see how rusty I'd become. And also seeing how used to low up tilt that I had become. So that was really good to knock the cobwebs off and fly something 30, 35 degrees again. I had a really good time. The flight footage is whatever. But yeah, gotta keep them chops chopping every once in a while. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Chops chopping. Chop! Welcome, greetings, cretins. We are going to continue to abuse the crown. This 65mm frame on here is the WeBleed FPV crown. This is a prototype, pretty close to the final version, but yeah, there could potentially be some changes dependent upon the feedback that those of us that are testing these give to Zotek. I flew five or six batteries on this on Friday's stream, and it held up really well. I mean, we didn't have any huge hardwood floor crashes. We're going to do that today for sure. But yeah, there's no weirdness. And so far, my favorite thing about this frame is that unlike the Meteor 65 Air frame, where you have to sacrifice PID loop performance to get that weight savings over the regular Meteor 65 frame, with this guy, you only barely have to pull the PIDs down. I really only had to pull the PIDs down by like 0.1. All said and done, I pulled them down significantly. It would be this way for you guys. I pulled them down significantly initially, and then I started creeping them back up. And I was able to creep them back up almost to where they were before. I think it was like only 0.1 on the sliders. So yeah, the crown frame is super exciting because it's looking like you're going to be able to save almost a half a gram over the Meteor 65 frame, and you're really not going to sacrifice any flight performance because you don't have to drag the PIDs down or add filtering. I didn't add any filtering yet either, something that I did have to do on the Meteor 65 airframe. Something that I saw in the documentation after Friday's stream with this frame is that they're talking about how with less duct supports here, with just these three really thin duct supports, this is actually going to make more thrust and be more efficient. And that is something that I've definitely noticed with like the Fractal frame. So when you do one of these 65mm builds with the Fractal frame, it adds additional, it has a carbon fiber base plate, and then it's got the ducts on top. So on top of having the ducts, the 6 supports on the Meteor 65 ducts, right? You've then also got 2 pieces of carbon just getting in the way of the thrust. And the fractal builds make less power, and they are less efficient in part because of that. I wasn't thinking about that on Friday with the review. So I'm going to see if I can notice any of that here today. We're going to fly a couple of batteries back to back here between the Meteor 65 Air and the build. and the WeBleed crown build. It's not a super fair fight because this build is significantly lighter, which is really going to help efficiency. But like, if we get roughly the same runtime between these two, then yeah, that's definitely working. Even if we don't see a difference in runtime, it's absolutely working. Like, having less obstructions below the propeller or above the propeller is always going to be more efficient and give you more thrust. That's just the way that it works. I've noticed that on other builds. I definitely notice it on the live stream builds, the 2.5 inch sub 250 Vista rigs. One of them has 3 standoffs basically blocking thrust. The other one has 2, and there's a significant difference in runtime between them. They are on the exact same motors. So that's a real thing. Like, we also see this on freestyle rigs, carbon fiber freestyle rigs. Bigger, thicker arms make a noticeable difference in efficiency and power and flight characteristics. The skinny arms of the glide frames, for example, do a really good job in keeping that under control. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm excited to take a look at that today. Here, these two builds are on basically the same motors: 702, 32,000, 32,500. Really not going to be able to tell a difference in 500 kV. And same AIO, same camera, same canopy, same props, same BT 2.0 battery lead setup on the back, same True RC singularity antenna. So these are really nice to kind of head to head and see if we can tell any other significant differences. I mean, the biggest difference at the moment is that because of how wobbly this Meteor 65 airframe is, I've had to add a significant amount of filtering and remove a bunch of PID gain from this. So maybe we'll be able to see that when we're flying around here today too. Not totally sure, but yeah, we'll see. I'm kind of excited. I got a bunch of batteries on the charger right now. All right, we're fine. This camera is a constant battle. Wait, no, stop it. There we go. That's what I want. What else are we going to do today? This is a Q&A live stream, as they all are. So fill up the chat with any questions you've got, and we'll talk through them. And you guys are going to get to check out my mail bag here today. We've got a box from Newbie Drone. You can probably guess what's in there. And then there is a very, very stacked box here from Metal Dirt Skin, which is super awesome. We'll take a look at that in a little bit. What's happening to my nose? What's happening to my nose? Stop it, nose. Matt Trombley was first in the chat. Hockey Rounds was next. Mr. Huggy, Michael K, Bob Bruce, Mr. Dr. Death, Apache Smoke, Wounded Sniper, Troy Prelog, Espander, Douglas Otwell, Curtis Hayes. If anybody didn't see it, Douglas Otwell created a couple of really cool things that are going to be in the giveaways, and I'm keeping one of them. They are the Gangly fans. Look at that. He did a really good job with these. These are really, really cool. It's a computer fan with a little power supply, and then a nice little guard on the front here so that you can put your tiny whoop down right on top, click this thing on, and it'll keep it nice and cool. It actually pulls the air down, which I like because on the HD builds, the VTX is up on top. So by this thing pulling air down, it's going to pull air over the VTX. If it was blowing air upwards, it would be cooling down the AIO a lot, but the AIO is not what gets boiling hot. It's the VTX. Properly done, man. Just like, simple, right? Because it's just power going to a switch, going to the fan. But like, I love the attention to detail. And yeah, I super appreciate it, man. Very, very cool of you to send these over. So yeah, this yellow and this green are gonna be in the giveaways. Well, not both, not both. Just one. One of these is going to be in tomorrow night's giveaways, and then maybe I'll let you guys pick. Maybe whoever wins it will get to pick which color they want, and then I am keeping the blue one here, which is just rad. So yeah, huge thanks to Douglas Otwell for that. Curtis Hayes, Frank Nicholas, Hockey Rounds, Free Lojo, WeBleed FPV, Zotex in the house, Rodza White, Trey Prelog, Mr. Dr. Death, Rabble Rotorworks, that's a fun name, Nanoshock FPV, Simo23, Mick Mucus, Chris FPV, WeBleed again, CMYK FPV is in the house, Brandon Woodford, Michael Blade, CH3, Skirty Curtis, Northern Tier, Flickit FPV, and Stream Elements. Hi, Stream Elements. How the hell are you? Guess what time it is? I was yelling almost that entire time, I swear. I promise I was. I'm not lying. Come on, Nose. Stop being a dick. Stop being a dick nose, yo. Nimbus FPV is in the house as well. This is a box from Newbie Drone. You know what's inside. You knew. But let's see what color it is. So this is going to be the... hey, speaking of this Hummingbird V2, my amazing father... after he saw my review of the Hummingbird F4 V3, he bought one off of Newbie Drone's site and had it sent here and sent me an email and said, hey, there's a Hummingbird coming and it's for the giveaways. So huge shout out to my dad. You guys, next time you see him in chat, send him some love because the Tiny Whoop tier giveaway, which is only $5 a month this coming Monday, is going to have a V3 Hummingbird as the prize. And you can actually watch me unbox that, do a little bit of something to the tune, turn PID sum all the way up, bunch of good stuff. So I'm bound to it. Hopefully it doesn't cause you nightmares having to get that bind out of there and rebind, but you'll figure it out. So yeah, $5 a month over on Patreon, and you might win that damn thing. That's a $90 rig. So if you win it, you're a free $5 a month patron for 18 months. It's a pretty good deal. Over on CiottiFPV.com, there are links to all of the different ways that you can support me. Of course, you know, thumbs up, subscribe, all that good stuff. That helps a little bit. But the website is really how you can actually help me. There's a whole bunch of affiliate links over there. There's a link to my Patreon. That is the absolute one thing that you can do that helps me out the most. You can jump onto my Patreon for as little as 7.5 cents an hour of this live stream content. By the way, today is Sunday, October 1st. Good shit, it's October already. So yeah, do that. But if you join the Patreon at the $5 tier or up, you'll be entered into the one or three of the 4 giveaways that I do the first Monday of every single month. There are 3 different tiers: $5 a month, $10 a month, $20 a month, Tiny Whoop and Toothpick, 3-inch micro brushless and Cinewhoop, 5-inch. That's how the tiers work. If you fly all of the above and you want to really be a huge supporter and do $1 a day, there's a $30 a month tier that enters you into all 3 of those giveaways. So yeah, that's tomorrow night, 10 o'clock Eastern. Maybe you can win yourself a Hummingbird. This Hummingbird here, though, in the mailbag that we're currently doing, is a replacement from the one that caught on fire on my review live stream. It caught on fire after I had completely upgraded it, so we were definitely stressing it out more than it comes out of the box. But it also had Blue Jay Point 2, which is a known problem. They actually have a warning on escconfigurator.com about it, and they did at the time too. And it also had a gate timing of 5, And nowadays on this F4 V3 Hummingbird, we are changing that gate timing to 10. Those are two of the changes that I made to that yellow one that's going to be in this Monday's giveaway. And I'm going to make those changes to this one as well. And I'm going to fully upgrade this one so that we get to see what it's like fully torqued. And see if it holds up. We will basically be able to figure out, did the other one blow up because I put BT 2.0 on it and new motors? Or did it blow up because Blue Jay 0.2 is blowing up ESCs, which is a known quantity. We know that's happening right now. And or from gate timing that's too short. I spoiled the surprise for myself. I should have opened it with you guys. So these Hummingbird V3s, you don't get to pick what color you get. So when you get yours and you open it for the first time, you get to see what color it is. So it's all red. It's all red, yo. Look at that. So 3 of these. This is the third one to come through the door here, and they've all been different colors. So like they actually are they actually are changing the colors. Well, just shipping random colors, which is cool. So yeah, this is the ruby red frame. Let's weigh this. Let's weigh this one compared to that yellow one. I'm trying to figure out. They have 2 different frame materials, and they weigh. They're different weights, and so I'm trying to figure out, like, are the colored frames the heavier ones, and then the clear frames are the lighter ones? I don't know, but let's see if we can maybe start to myth bust that. So here is the red one, 23.3 grams. And then here's the clear and yellow one, 23.3 grams. Okay, so that is not the case, which is okay. That's fine. So, like, yeah, there's 2 different frame materials that weigh different amounts, but you can't choose that either. Like, you can't, yeah, the only choice, there is no choice. You just buy it, and then it shows up as a random color. And I think that's hysterical. But I'm wondering if they're all coming with the same frame material, or if that's also another randomization. They also come with an extra set of props. This one comes with a set of green props. That'll look pretty cool. Very Christmassy. Just in time for Christmas. So, yeah, this Wednesday, I think I will tear this thing down, fully upgrade it like the other one, and we'll bounce it off the walls for a while and see how it does. Cool? Maybe, yeah, we won't do that tomorrow night. Yeah, Wednesday. Wednesday we'll do that. And that excites me. There's some different propellers on there. There's some different motors on there. That'll be fun. Thank you, Newbie Drone, for sending another one over. Very cool of them. You know, they could have just said, like, hey, we sent you one, it blew up, thanks for the test. But they don't do that. You know, they're trying to make this stuff better, and they pay attention to folks that are giving them good feedback, and that doesn't happen all the time. Happens sometimes, for sure. Ooh, a new sticker sheet. That's a cool one too. All right, sweet. Yeah, thank you, Newbie Drone. Very, very cool. Much appreciated. Where is the bag with the other one? It is over here, and it is down here. Cool. So when I tear this one apart, when I tear this red one apart to swap the motors, no, I probably won't swap the motors. I already have the motors bolted down to the clear frame that came with this other one. Yeah, I'll probably just take the AIO. I was gonna say I'll try weighing the frame compared to this one. We'll figure something out. We'll figure out a way to get to the bottom of what's happening with that. Cool. Okay. Okay, so Q&A live stream today, beating up on the crown frame. Good lord. Here is the epic mailbag of all the epic mailbags. Huge shout out to Metal Dirtskin for sending this over. You guys that have a bunch of extra stuff floating around that you haven't had any luck selling on Facebook Marketplace or just don't feel like it, you're always welcome to send that stuff over here, and I will put it into the giveaways. This is, you know, a group effort, and when you guys do this, it is super, super, super appreciated. Like, this is incredibly helpful. Until the Terrible says CiottiFPV has a big box. This is a QAVS 3-inch rig. That is going to be an awesome giveaway item. I have built one of these, and I have given a couple of these away, and they're great. They're the way that the arms lock in makes a lot of sense, and you can remove arms with just one screw. It's just a really well thought out frame. It's a Ryan Harold designed frame, and he designs good stuff. He knows what he's doing. Free Lojo with a $10 super chat. He says, for the fund and to fly all red 2 batteries. What are red 2 batteries? Fly all red 2 batteries. What's that mean? Fly the all red 2 batteries? What does that mean? What does that mean? I'm gonna put it into the fund now. Thank you, dude. Thank you, Free Lojo. Very, very cool of you. We are going to 810. Let's go. Thank you, brother. Okay, cool. So then we've got a QAVS 5-inch V1.0 cracked bottom / front plate. So since the bottom front plate is cracked, there's that Streamlabs announcement. Not announcement. That's not the right word. Since the bottom front plate is cracked, I will probably actually keep this one and use this. Oh yeah, that cracked all the way through. And use this as extra parts. Yeah, it's broken. Because I have a QAVS 5-inch build over on the shelf. It's going to be my lots and lots of LEDs on it build. Villager says, the new Hummingbird fly 2 batteries. Am I flying 2? One of these arms is cracked too. So yeah, I'm not going to do a giveaway with this because it's damaged. I'm going to hang on to this, and I've got a bunch of spare parts here. If you need QAVS 5-inch spare parts, I've got a whole bag of them here. If you need like a replacement standoff or something like that, they do use like special kind of dog bone looking standoffs. Yeah, hit me up and I will hook you up. I'm still confused, Free Lojo. Do you want me to fly 2 batteries with the new Hummingbird? Is that what you're saying? Little glass screen protector case here with a couple of those jib jabs in it. I think these are the ones for the session. Take a look at the size. Yes, these are for the session. Much appreciated. I actually don't have any of these anymore, and it's kind of insane to run Session 5s without a screen protector on them. So this is actually really, really cool. I'm going to put this under... Yeah, like the Session 5 I was flying yesterday did not have a screen protector on it. Man, this lens has taken one hell of a beating, too. So I might not put the screen protector on this one, but I need to put it on the other one. So, dude, very cool. Thank you. We've got a pack of motors, some Eco 2s. Ah, very cool. Let's see what size they are. Some Emax Eco 2s, fairly infamous motors. Nah, they're just famous. All right, let's see. Freely just says, yes, when you fly, please. Fair enough. T-Bird's in the house. What's up, homie? So these are Emax Eco 2 2306. Nice. They're the right size. I'm looking for a KV. Tell me that they do not stamp the KV onto their motors. 2306. Yar, by the way. Oh my god, they don't stamp the KV on their motors. T-motor, no, there it is, 2400 kV, very cool. One of the cool things about 2400 kV is you can run it on 4S or you can run it on 6S. Just make sure that you have throttle limiting set up in the PIDs tab of Betaflight when you run it up on 4S. Otherwise, the motors will implode. These are great motors. I've heard only good things about the Emax Eco 2 motors. The Emax Eco 1s were a little fragile, but they seem to have really, I don't want to say fixed that, but helped that on the V2. A bunch of extra empty 5-inch propeller bags, super appreciated. I use these everywhere. I use these all over the house to organize everything, and these are also my build bags. Every time I have a build, I put it into one of these bags, and it just keeps it like all together. A 5-inch build that you've bolted the arms to is not going to fit in here, but just pop the arms off, and then you can usually stuff it into one of these little prop bags, dude. Thank you, very cool. I had hoarded my 5-inch prop bags for years, and then at some point I started to use them to get the entire living space, you know, initially my apartment and now this house, organized, and I ran through all of them. Also, I started using them for the giveaways. When GemFan sends me my sponsor prop box, it's like 10 or 20 sets of props in a big bag. So I was repackaging them into these for the giveaways, so that chewed up a lot of them too. We've got a full set of Pacer 1604s, which is insane because I was just about to buy one of these from Pyrodrone just to, I literally have like the tab opened right now. Look, ready? See? Oh, it was the 1804. Okay, cool. So I'll still buy this. I'll still buy one of the 1804s. But yeah, this is a really 1604 is a super interesting motor size. Let me get the rest of this box emptied out though, so I can get it off my lap, and then we're gonna take a look at this T-Motor Pacer 1604. We've got a little 3D printed piece. I think this is for the QAVS, and a little, I believe this is a Runcam Nano. Yep, that's a Runcam Nano in some Kapton tape. Thank you for that. Always nice to have a little nano action. I actually put that back there with the Bardwell build. I'll probably use that on that Bardwell build. And then last but not least, we've got an HGLRC box. Let's see if when I open the box it'll catch on fire, or do I need to apply power to what's in the HGLRC box to get it to catch on fire? That's so mean. That's the meanest thing ever. This, I think I've seen this before. This is the, this is the Thor. This is a pretty low profile. It says discharge oh, now that's cool. Okay. That is cool. So this is a parallel board. 1, 2, 3, 4 port parallel board. But down on the bottom here, it says discharge module. And it's got an extra set of XT60 and XT30s. So what I think that means is that you can discharge separately from everything else on this. Let's grab a 6S battery. Yo, that's really smart. That is really, really, really smart. So this is a 6S battery. Let's plug it in and see what happens. Maybe it'll explode. Didn't explode! 2S. 3, wait, no. I gotta change the... It's got a little button here. There we go. 5S, 6S. So there it is. And then the little readout says 23.9 volts. So I guess when it's flashing like this, that means it's discharging. There'll be a resistor somewhere. Dude, that is very, very cool. I really, really like that. This thing is loaded with LEDs. There's a whole row of LEDs here. Let's see what happens when you plug a battery into the balance lead thing. I'm assuming that these LEDs are going to light up. No, they do not light up. Maybe you have to. Maybe it has to be charging before these LEDs light up. Although let's try to plug the. Let's plug this lead in. Okay, now nothing. So yeah, it must need to be getting a charge voltage, unless when I plug these both in, it'll light those LEDs up. I mean, hell, they might not even be LEDs. They certainly look like LEDs, but okay, no. So they're either not LEDs or it needs to be charging. But yeah, there's a whole big row of what look like LEDs here. This, you know, this might the timing is just insane. I just bought, like, a few days ago, I just bought the 4-port version of this Lumineer PowerGuard from some unknown overseas company. It was $60, but yeah, I wanted the smallest possible balance board, parallel board for my travel gear setup. This is potentially smaller. But that's okay, because 2 is 1 and 1 is none. So maybe these will both be in my kit. I'm gonna use this to see how these LEDs work this afternoon, because I need to charge a couple of batteries up for tomorrow during the day. Dude, Metal Dirtskin, thank you so much. I guess there's a chance that this will end up in the in a giveaway, but I doubt it. I think I'm probably gonna hang on to this thing, because depending on how my travel gear setup works, this is a skinny 4-port. The Lumineer that's eventually gonna come is a fat 4-port. It's basically like this right here. So yeah, I mean they're both very small. They're just a different shape. So maybe in my gear bag this will fit better, or maybe this will fit better. But regardless, or maybe I'll end up bringing them both, like I said a minute ago. So dude, Metal Dirtskin, thank you, brother. Very, very generous box of stuff. Let's take a look at these Pacer 1604s. I think it's got a little instruction manual. Probably not in English. Nope, not in English at all. Wait, there's another page. Does it say? It says, don't light your house on fire. I'm looking for how hard the discharger works. Press the key to set the cutoff voltage. It doesn't say how hard it discharges that I can see. I just looked pretty quick, but I'll take another look. Very cool, dude. Very, very cool. Much appreciated. Rad. Get over there, little buddy. All right, cool. 1604 is a motor size that is going to stay, it's going to make more power than a 1404, but it's also going to stay a lot cooler than a 1404, just from like the ratio of height to width. So if you're looking for a really consistent motor, and you want a little bit more than what a 1404 can give you, this is probably going to be a really, really, really good choice. This is going to be big enough for most of the 3.5-inch propellers. Not the most pitchy of the 3.5-inch propellers, though. So there's a Gem Fan 3.5 by 2.5. That's probably about as much as this motor is going to be super happy with. There's also an Emax. The Emax 3.5-inch prop is the most pitchy. I would not pair that with this motor unless you're doing like a more long range kind of setup. This will crank all of the 3-inch props, including the really pitchy Gemfan 3052. So yeah, this is a motor that is going to be basically in between like the full tilt 2004 and then like the 1404, 1304 kind of world. 3-inch, 3.5-inch, really, really lightweight 4-inch. If you were doing like a long range 4-inch rig, I know a lot of people will do 1404s on those. I would much rather do these. These are going to really work a lot better and fight the wind a lot better than a 1404 all the way up on like a 4-inch bi-blade. So really cool motors, just tiny, tiny, tiny little cogs, little notches. Nice and smooth running motor. This would be really good for a cinematic rig too. You could even maybe do this on like an AOS 3.5 Cine. This would actually be a really good choice on. I have mine on, I'm sorry, AOS 2.5 Cine. Well, maybe not. This would actually be a better choice for the AOS 3.5 Cine. Or a 3-inch, like a 3-inch pusher, right? What's the KV on this little fella? 3800. So 3800 kV is not really going to be enough for a 2.5-inch propeller unless you get it up on like 5 or 6S. So yeah, you're going to want to put this on a bigger propeller. So like a 2.5-inch propeller is not really going to be big enough for this unless you do like a 5-blade. If you get like a 5 or a 6-blade 2.5-inch propeller, this might be okay. It might still be underpropped. Like I said, this is going to be better for 3-inch, 3.5-inch props. Really well designed motor. Unfortunately, it looks like it only has a 2mm motor shaft though. So this is not going to be a super thrasher kind of motor. You're going to want something with a 3mm motor shaft to really bash. That's what the 1804 has. So I'm going to buy the one 1804 when I do this Pyrodrone order, and we can confirm that it's got a 3mm motor shaft. This motor not having a 3mm motor shaft is a huge missed opportunity. And I am admittedly disappointed that this does not have a 3mm motor shaft, because this could be one hell of a basher motor for like a lightweight grinderino. But with a 2mm motor shaft, it's absolutely not going to be that. It's going to be a motor that if you try to bash with it, it's going to break. It's just going to bend the motor shafts all over the damn place, which is really a shame. The main reason, though, that I'm disappointed is that this is a 16mm wide stator, right? 1604. And RC and Power has done a 3mm motor shaft on a 15mm wide stator. So I know good and goddamn well that this 16mm wide stator is big enough for this to have a 3mm motor shaft, but T-Motor didn't do it. And that sucks. And I mean, they didn't like maliciously not do it, but I'll bet that they don't have a pilot on staff that flies micros hard freestyle that said to them, for the love of God, make this a 3mm motor shaft so that it's not fragile. So that's a shame. But for a non-thrasher build, this is going to be a great motor. I'm tempted to keep these and use them, but man, that 2mm motor shaft is not going to agree with the way that I fly freestyle. At which point it becomes like, what cinematic rig can I put these on? So I'm going to hang these. I'm going to hang on to these to see if there's a cinematic rig that's not going to get crashed that these make sense on. And if I haven't used them in a couple of months, then I'm going to put them into the giveaways. But for right now, I'm going to hang on to these. Thank you so much, Metal. Very, very cool. I'm going to put these somewhere that I'm not going to forget them. Which is over here. Sting! Choke! These might be interesting on the 250, actually. I'm going to put them here. I'm going to put them right there, because I think that is a spot that I will not, that they will not disappear. Okay, so, in the chat, if you want to talk directly to me, all you got to do is type CiottiFPV. If you do that, it'll light up an orange like this, and I'll read your chat comment. If you don't do it like this, I will probably not read the chat comment. I might, but I probably won't. Bob Bruce says, what's up, everyone in CiottiFPV? Mr. Dr. Death says, what's up, gang? CiottiFPV, hope you all are doing great. Patchy Smoke says, how you doing, bro? And hello, gangly gang. CMYK says, yo, what's up, gangly gang? Ciotti. Brandon Woodford says, what's up, my dude? Michael Blade says, hey there, brother. CH3 says, howdy, gangly gang. Freelojo and CMYK dropping the CiottiFPV.com link and the Patreon link. Thank you, dude. Denzel the Terrible says, CiottiFPV has a big box. Freelojo, thank you again for the super chat. Super generous. William Loesch says, I cracked the camera lens on my Mobula6 ELRS. The image is fine, but the crack on the lens cover makes the right side of the frame blurry. Any way to raw dog and pop it off, and pop off the broken cam cover? Unfortunately not, William. I've broken 2 or 3 Runcam Nanos in pretty much that exact same way. And I've tried to re-glue the front housing, and then it's out of focus, and there's really no way to focus it. Luckily, the Runcam Nano 3, which is that camera there, is like $12 or something like that. So just suck it up and buy another one. I hate not having a DIY fix-it solution, but when it comes to cameras, the tolerances are just so small in there that, like, if anything happens, if any kind of crack happens, or even like if it comes out of focus, a lot of times it'll be damn near impossible to get it back into focus. So yeah, just cut your losses. Don't waste any more time, and just order up a replacement and just drop it in there, and away you go. Because yeah, if you pop the lens part of that off, then it'll go completely out of focus. So that'll be even worse. So yeah, suck it up and buy another one, brother. Sorry. Wish I had a cheaper answer for you, but it's a pretty cheap answer. Scardy Curtis says, does that WAGS have a single top plate or a 2-piece top plate? Oh, QAVS. Does that QAVS have a single top plate or a two-piece top plate? I think was the QAVS the one that had the 2-piece top plate? I didn't think it was. Oh, it is. Look at that. So this one has the 2-piece top plate. I think. Let me take a look. It does indeed. There it is. So there's the 2-piece top plate. Let me see if mine over here has the 2-piece top plate as well. Because I think the next question is going to be, can I have it? This one over here has the one-piece top plate. So the answer is yes. If you need the, where the hell is it? Oh, here it is. If you need a who was it? Skirty Curtis? Yeah, Skirty Curtis. If you need this 2-piece top plate, it's all yours because I'm not going to use it. I'm really just going to use like these arms and maybe the bottom rear place as spare parts. If anybody else needs a QAVS 2-piece top plate, message GetFPV. They'll take care of you. If for some reason GetFPV won't take care of you, message me, and I will message Ryan Harrell, and say, yo, we got people that need this 2-piece top plate, and I guess Get FPV doesn't sell it anymore. What can we do here? Can you send me the 3D print file so that they can have them printed themselves, or what's the deal? So yeah, let me know. I'm gonna leave this out, Skirty, so let me know regardless, so that I either put it away or keep it out. Simo23 says, yo, I got an Acrobee V4 with 0802 27,000 kV motors. Seen some newbie drone flow 0702 29,000s. Would it be worth switching? In my opinion, yes. And I believe I tested both of those on the same live stream and did a head-to-head. NBD 0702. Let's take a look. So here's where I tested the 802 27,000s. And then if you dig far enough, you might be able to find it. I'm not sure which live stream it's in. The live streams do have. Hello. How was that for you? Isn't it the best? Oh. Hey, do me a favor. Leave Teddy put away. I'm gonna fly around upstairs for a little bit. Did you have fun last night? Love it. You can hear him? Bad boy. Not a bad boy. He's a good boy. He's the best boy. Would it be worth it? Simo says. Yeah. Well, I mean, it depends. So the 802 27,000s you can run a tri-blade propeller on and get really good power out of. So if you're going to be flying it in a big area, maybe stick with the 802 27s. If you want a lighter weight rig that can make almost the same amount of power, and or you're just going to be flying it around the house, the 702 29,000s are definitely the answer in my opinion. You're going to only run them on a bi-blade, but the Gemfan bi-blade is amazing. So yeah, depending on where you're flying it and what you're doing with it. So the 702 29,000s on the bi-blades are more of a freestyle setup. The 802 with the tri-blades, mainly because of the tri-blades, is more of like a racing setup. So it also depends on like what you're going to do with them. Double A says, hey, what's up, brother? Haven't seen you in a while. Good to have you up in here again. Ramdango says, classic. Just in Time says, you finally got the charging board. You finally got the charging board that I helped find for you. Yeah, I did. It's been opened in a tab, but it just got pushed towards the other side of the tabs. And I saw it the other day. I was like, let me get this now before it goes out of stock. Chick with a Stick says, the balance plug has small fuse for each cell. Also think the LED lights, if you hook the balance plug up backwards. Very cool. Very, very cool. Scotty Curtis says, how do you choose the right prop pitch to motor KV? Like if you have 1920 KV, how do you pick the right pitch? Propeller pitch and propeller choice is a fairly personal decision. Luckily, propellers are very cheap, so just buy a whole bunch of them and fly them back to back to back and see which ones you like the best. Keep in mind that the placebo in FPV is incredibly strong. We're not sitting in the quad, so we can't feel the difference in power. We have to look at the difference in power, and it's a really bad sort of analog. So you want to use runtime. You want to use the max number of amps being pulled at full throttle in your OSD. You want to try to use data-driven things to help you pick a propeller. Because putting like a 35 pitch propeller on from Gemfan and then a 36 pitch propeller from HQ on and flying them and going, oh, I can definitely feel the difference. You can't fucking feel the difference. You might be able to hear the difference because gem fan props are usually way more aerodynamic, but you almost certainly can't feel the difference. It's a really humbling, really difficult thing to kind of wrap your head around in FPV, because you get all excited, you do your research, your favorite pilot loves X, Y, or Z propeller or motor or whatever, and then you put it on, you're like, well, yeah, I'm definitely a better pilot now. Well, what's really funny is you fly it for a while, and then you go back to your old setup, and you're like, shit, this is no different. Or you go back to the old setup, and you're like, wow, this is better. There's better, and then there's different. Don't get those two confused. It's very, very, very easy to get those two things confused, and it just completely screws the ability to choose the right parts for you. So yeah, KV also doesn't have as much to do with prop pitch as motor size. Like a 2207 motor has a lot of stator volume, so that can crank a higher pitch propeller than a 2306. So yeah, it's a pretty personal kind of thing. The other thing that you want to remember is that the higher the pitch propeller, the faster the propeller will go. So if you're looking to haul ass, you want more pitch. If you're looking to fly more slow-ish freestyle or just vary your speed more, you want a lower pitch. So yeah, there's a bunch of stuff for you to think about, brother. Who that is? What you doing? Oh, hey, can Teddy stay put away for half an hour?
Yep.
Awesome, thank you. CMYK says, what are your thoughts on the new roster motor design? I fell asleep to the... I put the videos on, and I've fallen asleep twice now. I put Joshua's video on, and I put Chris's video on, and I fell asleep both times. It's because I'm not sleeping at night very well right now, because there's mayhem. But yeah, I need to rewatch them. I'm actually very excited. His 2207 makes 2,000 grams of thrust. That is crazy. That is absolutely crazy. You can have an 800 gram all up weight rig and still get a 10-to-1 power to weight ratio. That is nuts. Yeah, I can't wait to watch that video when I'm not laying down and super sleepy. Because I'm sure there's some awesome tech in there. Mr. Huggy says, another option for 3.5-inch prop that gets overlooked is the HQ 3.5 by 2.5 by 2, which is good for small motors on a light build. It is indeed. That 3.5-inch HQ biblade rails on 1404s. Good God, is that a cool combo. I had a Ripsqueak set up with that for a little while last year, and it was a fucking blast. The only problem is the same problem with all biblades, which is that, well, biblades without ducts on them, which is that with a biblade, if there's no duct here and you crash, the propeller blade is going to get pushed out of the way, and then the concrete is going to smack right into the motor bell. And on a 1404, for example, with a 2mm motor shaft, that is immediately game over. That motor will not survive that one individual crash. So, whereas a tri-blade, when it hits, it might rotate a little bit, but there's always two propellers. So on a tri-blade, you're always going to get propeller contact on the concrete first before the motor bell hits the concrete. So there's just a much, much, much better chance that that a tri-blade is going to save your motor versus the biblades. You go through motors very quickly on biblades, unfortunately. Ah, another one! I'm going to put you with your asshole dead cousin over here. There we go. Starting a collection of dead mosquitoes. That's a little weird. Skirty Curtis says, no, I'm looking for a single top plate. I've messaged GetFPV and you cannot get them anymore. Pretty frustrating. That stinks. Well, if anybody wants the split top plate, let me know. I mean, I do have one of the single top plates, but I'm using it in that. I'm going to be using it in that build. So, all right. So you say you've messaged Get FPV, and they're not helping you out. So I'm going to shoot a quick message to to Ryan Harrell and see if there's anything he can do. Hold on one second. CL on Messenger, and we're gonna search for Ryan, and I'm gonna just say, "Yo, bro, I got people in my chat looking for replacement one piece QAV." It's the QAVS, right? 5-inch top plates, and CiottiFPV isn't selling them anymore. Any ideas on anything we can do here that you can think of? Okay, cool. Let's do what Ryan says back. That's it, right? QAVS 5-inch? That's right, I think. Just in Time says, have you thought of just buying the Vision 40 1S build of theirs and putting the Ciotti test to it? I have not. It's just kind of expensive. You know, doing FPV full time is not the best way to make a lot of money. So yeah, it's tough for me to buy any bind and flies because they're pretty expensive, especially bind and flies with HD systems on them. So yeah, unfortunately, I can't really afford to do that. But I've flown the Vision 40, and it's pretty good. And I think those guys have crashed it a bunch, and it seems to be okay. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know why you would. I don't know why you would buy that Vision 40 when you can build it like very, very easily, right? And you can build it much lighter, as we showed the other day when I finished this up. So yeah, it's not really that challenging of a build. It's 4 solder joints, well, 8 solder joints, 10 if you want to go to BT 2.0, which you should. And yeah, pretty straightforward stuff. So it's nice that there is a bind and fly available. And to be honest, all you would really need to do with that bind and fly to get it here is swap the motors, but you just paid for the motors, and swap the canopy. I don't really love that TPU canopy. It's a little heavy and it's going to be kind of smushy. I would definitely move it over to the regular Mobula6 canopy. Other than that, yeah, you're then good to go. So I don't know. It's tough. It would be nice to just buy it and then just swap the canopy and away you go. But I don't know about the 1002s on there. I like the idea of an 802 better. So if you're going to buy it and then swap the motors out, that's kind of silly. You might as well just build it yourself at that point. Liam says, hello. Just in Time says, nope, I got that one. Scurdy Curtis says, yes, that's all correct. They sell the one. They sell the one for the new frame, obviously, but that doesn't work on the first gen frame. Okay, got it. Yeah, I'll see what Ryan has to say. V1 QAVS 5-inch, by the way. They do have, yeah, we're good. Okay, cool. Oh, balls. He was just typing. I just closed the tab as he was typing. Okay. Let's start abusing the crown frame, because that's the main thing that we're doing here today. I've got 8 batteries charged. I've got 6 batteries charged and 6 more on the charger. That should be more than enough to destroy this. Hopefully not, though. Ryan was not typing. Wishful thinking. Unless he might, maybe he was typing. Cool. Let's start beating this thing up, and we're gonna fly it upstairs quite a bit here, which is why I asked Azalea and Maggie to leave El Doggo in his little crate bed, because he's a bad boy and cannot be trusted to not eat the tiny whoop. He's been very interested in the tiny whoop. I was very happy that he didn't eat it the other day. He had a chance to, so that was kind of nice. As a reminder, if I am flying an entire battery on this scene doing the Stevie Wonder routine, head over to Discord and call me on Discord so that it makes the noise, and I'll know to switch the scene. Cool. So this is this is my, like, quote unquote WeBleed FPV build. It's the standard ultimate freestyle tiny whoop. Let me just get in the zone here. Oh boy, that's how I get in the zone, by crashing. So yeah, it's the standard ultimate freestyle tiny whoop with the WeBleed. Oh damn! With the WeBleed crown frame, prototype frame, the WeBleed Screamers 0702 32,500 kV motors. Well, we're getting that durability testing in, that's for damn sure. And everything else is pretty This is unbelievable. Oh, don't you fucking dare. Thank you. Oh man, I am not feeling it right now. I am having a hard time. Wow, I can't even just fly up the stairs. What the hell is happening? Oh boy. Alright. Well, this will be good for the durability testing. Oh. Oh. Oh, got hit by the fan. Okay. Yeah, so we're immediately putting some anger into this thing. It's got loads of power, which could be what we were talking about earlier, the less obstructions from down below the propellers. Oh man, I was gonna dive down through the blades. Here, I'll do it again. I keep hitting the pole. Are you kidding me? Hold on. This is a stupid game to play. What am I doing? Nope, I didn't get in there this time. Let's try it one more time. Oh, I think it went through the blades that time. I mean, it's fairly small. Almost certainly went through the blades that time. Oh, it definitely went through there that time. Oh! Oh my god. That was I can't believe it traveled so much sideways when I did that. Man, that happens quick. Those Ciotti loops happen really quick sometimes. Oh no! Oh, I should have let it drop down in the cube. Ah, I missed it just by the hair on my effing chin. Oh, screw you too. Don't eat the quad gate. Okay, here we go. So, that's fine. Screen Curtis says, no, we got that. Cool. All right, so let's just start charging through batteries here. Well, there was a bunch of abuse there. Let's take a look. So one of the other things that I'm going to be paying attention for is whether or not having... So one of the things I'm worried about with this frame is that without any supports here. Here, hold on. There you go. Without any supports here, and without any supports here, I'm worried that this duct is going to deform like crazy on crashes and push into the propeller and bend these motor shafts. So one of the things I'm going to be paying really close attention to is how much abuse these motors are taking. Luckily, I just put these motors on. These are relatively fresh WeBleed FPV 0802 32,500 kV screamers. So if these motors die or start to get beat up within like 10, 15, 20 batteries, that'll be a pretty good indication that that could potentially be happening. So yeah, you're going to see me checking these motors pretty frequently. For right now, though, everything looks totally fine. So let's continue the abuse. This rig is actually also on an A90 connector here, which is kind of cool, instead of BT 2.0. And I'm just using the regular old BT 2.0 batteries. So yeah, A90 connectors are absolutely fine for, I mean, yeah, that's not news, but the transmitter battery is going very dead. Hang on 1 second. It is at 6.2 volts, and it's a 2S battery. That is not good. That is not going to end well. Let me swap it out real quick. It is a lithium-ion battery, and apparently you can run them down really low. But I'd rather not, because these gold line batteries that I run in here have proven to be pretty finicky. I've had two of them, 2 or 3 of them now drop cells, but they are the highest milliamp QX7 batteries you can get at 4,000. I have 2 of them right now. When one of them inevitably drops a cell, I don't think I'm going to replace it. I think I'm going to get just a regular like 2S 3500 mAh LiPo to replace it with, or high volt. Because yeah, I don't know, these lithium ion gold line batteries have just been weird. I'm sick of replacing them, to be really honest. Okay, here we go. Abuse stream. Engage. Oh, gotta turn on the transmitter, I guess. It's all over my shirt. What the hell's all over my shirt? No One FPV says, what are your thoughts on a 4S Mobula6 with a naked Caddx Vista? It probably won't even get off the ground. If it does get off the ground, it'll just be a complete nightmare. 4S is for 2.5-inch rigs. I guess maybe 2-inch rigs. It is absolutely not for 1.6-inch rigs. If you did manage to get that thing up in the air, it would fly horribly with the weight of a 4S battery on a 1.6-inch propeller. So yeah, definitely don't do that. What are you trying to accomplish? Like, what's the purpose of that rig? And I can help you build something that's going to actually perform and not just be like a meme thing that sits on the shelf forever. This thing has incredible power. Oh shit. That came down like a ton of bricks. Oh my god. Those full room power loops are just the most fun things to do. And they also generate some really big crashes. Where the hell am I? Oh, I know where I'm at. I might not be able to come out of here. Okay, I hit it. I think I got it. Yeah, buddy. Okay, that was almost full throttling into the ground. So I've been kind of, this is the perfect chance to mess around with this. The full room power loop with a full roll in midair is something that I've been kind of messing around with. That was almost it. It doesn't really look good. It's just confusing. It's just confusing looking, to be really honest. But you only figure that out once you try some a bunch. So we put some what? Why is turtle mode not working? We put some serious what am I looking at? It's looking straight up? What is happening right now? Oh, I see. Got it. We good. That was very confusing. Oh god, it's getting hot. Don't get hot, little guy. Battery's almost dead. Uh-oh. It's never good to crash over here because it blows all the little pieces on my workbench everywhere. Okay, let's run the rest of this battery out and then we'll check it for damage because there were some serious bangs on that last battery. Inception! I've never even seen that movie. All right, let's see how it did. It's certainly hairy, and the back of the battery is all banged in. So yeah, this thing suffered on that last battery. That was some abusive behavior. I'm going to need to get this hair out. There is an absurd amount of hair. One of the really cool little things about this frame, having the standoffs like they are, it makes it very easy to grab the motor and remove the propellers. Kind of a secondary benefit. I'm sure they didn't do that on purpose, although you never know. I did find out in talking to Zotek that this was this frame was a collaboration between with him and Eves, which is super cool. So I sent Eves a message over on Instagram. I was like, "Hey man, great job on the frame. Really impressed. Really dig it." Haven't heard back from him. I don't. There's a chance that I may have pissed him off at some point. I've been pretty hard on the Fractal frames. I think I've been pretty fair. You know, I've never been just like, these things suck and the guy that made them sucks too. I don't know him, but he sucks. Like, I've always said like, hey, you know, these are not for me, and here are the reasons for that. And you know, like, if I took all the time and effort to make something, and someone said that about it, I might be a little pissed off too. So like, you know, if he hates me, I don't blame him for even a second. But I hope he doesn't. I hope I've been respectful enough that I haven't pissed him off, because you know, I don't want to piss people off. And like, his frame is super cool. It's just for the type of flying that I do, it doesn't really make much sense. It doesn't really improve on anything, and it introduces a couple of problems. Some of those problems I'm actually trying to fix. I've got a little 3D printing competition set up over on the Discord for somebody to hopefully create a better camera mounting solution for the Fractal frames. The camera mount setup is one of the things that I have the hardest time with that frame. It's a clever design and it's very lightweight, but it does not hold the camera solid enough for me. The up tilt is not really adjustable, and the main issue that I have with it is that it doesn't really hold the camera perfectly straight forward or tilt or like on the roll axis. So you can very easily end up with a camera that's tilted a little bit, and boy oh boy does that fuck with the way that I can fly. So yeah, it's there are a bunch of things that I really dig about the frame, but then there are a couple of pretty serious things that really keep me from running it. All that being said, I do have one. I do have a 65mm build that I absolutely love. It's for chasing those little RC drift cars, and for that specific use, it's phenomenal. You know, I've said in the past that to me, the Fractal frames are basically cinematic tiny whoop frames because they get the ducts out of view, and none of the other frames do that. Other than that, though, I can't really find a good use for them. They don't make much sense to me for freestyle or for racing. If you don't want props in view, they're your option, and it's a really good option. So with a better camera mount, I'll probably do 2 more Fractal builds. One of them an HD 65 and potentially an HD 75. This thing looks completely fine. I got all the hair out of it. Everything looks okay. So let's beat it up some more. I did not think that this frame was going to be durable. Just like looking at the standoffs, initially I was like, oh boy, what are we doing here? But now that I've got kind of like hands-on with it, I really think that the standoffs being spaced farther out like that is kind of by design, and I think that's allowing the main part of the duct to do more bending and to just absorb the hit from all the impacts without creasing like what we're seeing the Meteor frames do. So there's, in my mind at least, there's actually a chance that this frame is more durable than the Meteor 65, but the only way to test that is to just keep pounding on it. So that it's way too early to actually tell that. Come on now, really? You gonna do me like that? Oh, shitballs. Oh. I guess that's the other option, is to do that full room power loop with a full extra backflip in there, you know? But then you can't see anything. It's just tumbling across the room, flipping through the air like a donkey. That would probably look really cool line of sight. But through the FPV, it just looks stupid. It just looks like one big roll, right? Like you can't see. Ooh, that hit the fan, yo. The shit hit the... No. No. Please, no. No. Don't make me. Hey! If you're stubborn enough, all things are Oh. Uh-oh. Oh, something happened. I lost a motor or something. Or a propeller. Oh, boy. I'll be back. We broke it. That was a big, hard hit. Okay, let's see what happens. Looks okay. The battery had shifted all the way forward, which means that this hit really hard because the battery fits really tight in the battery bay. Well, now it's fine. What the hell? Weird. I don't know how the hell it's fine all of a sudden, but let's fire each motor up in turtle mode and make sure that they're making the same power. Listen to the pitch. Roughly the same pitch, so let's keep going. Weird. It was so unhappy. And now it's just like, nah, bro, we fine. Beat me more. All right, I will. I will continue to abuse you, little tiny whoop. Here we go. Oh, God, it's hot. It's very hot. 176. Down to 174. Good, good, good. No, no. Don't eat me. Ah! I caught the lip of the carpet. No, don't. There it goes. It's fine. It's fine. Oh, fart. Man, I can't even, like, just fly around. Like, it's... I can't even just, like, let the ESC cool off. Oh, it's good. We're good. We're good. Battery is awful saggy. Oh, no. I'm all the way upstairs. I'm tempted to let this fan hit it, but that just seems abusive. Like, that's not a real... I guess it is kind of a real crash. The hang time, yo. Okay, let's let me try to put in a good battery. Let me try to fly a good battery with some good tricks and some cool things. Oh boy, so these A90 connectors, if it gets hit in the rear and the connector gets pushed really hard onto the battery, it does. They do the same exact thing as the BT 2.0 connectors, where they become really hard to unplug. So it's kind of what I'm dealing with right now. Just trying to get this battery lead unplugged, and it's fighting me like crazy, which is bad because it's just gonna get hotter and hotter and hotter. And eventually it's gonna pull this battery down to 0 volts and destroy it. So, not great. I really wish they could figure this out, because I've heard other people talking about this. I'm now using a screwdriver to try to get in between the connector and the battery to pry it free. It's kind of the only way. Come on, god damn it. Yeah, and I'm like mangling the plug. Oh, man. I could feel how hot the damn thing's getting. Oh, shit, dude. Yeah, I can't. I cannot get it. This is way worse than the BT 2.0 leads have ever been. This is the worst. This is the most trouble I've ever had. Jesus Christ. I had to use needle nose pliers for that, and I kind of mangled my plug a little bit in the process. Jesus, that's not great. I do not like that at all. Yeah, that was not good. Okay, let me just check my solder joints here, because I just put a shitload of stress on this. Looks okay. Ooh, that was nasty. Nasty, nasty, nasty. Okay, let me shrink this shrink wrap back up here onto the plug. The little bit of shrink wrap here actually helps give you a little bit of grip on the plug, but every once in a while you have to re-melt it, re-shrimp it. Okay. So there we go. Frame is holding up fine, it looks like. Canopy's okay. Check the motors real quick here. Actually, let's pull this hair out of this motor. And we'll see what's what. Somebody commented on Friday's video and said, just looking at the thumbnail, I know that this frame is going to be garbage. Do not want, or something like that. And I was like, cool. Your stupidity in judging a book by its cover is going to take care of this, and you're not going to run this frame that's been fucking awesome. And I deleted the comment because I don't have time for bullshit like that. So if that was you and you were wondering where your comment went, that's where it went. Congratulations. Learn to not judge books by their cover, and your life will be better in many ways. All right. Next, battery, more abuse. Hopefully this A90 lead does not get buried on this battery like it just got buried in the other battery. Here we go. No one FPV says, I'm taking the guts out of my little Flywoo Cinerace 20. 75mm frame, 2-inch props. If it has 2-inch props, it's probably not a 75mm frame. It's probably an 85mm frame, which is a totally different story. Mobula6 is a 75mm frame with 1.6-inch props. Full Caddx Vista, heavy as hell, flies like crap. No one it's tough, man. Like, you know, I have a build planning service that I offer. And it sounds like that might be what you need to really kind of dive in and figure out what to build with those internals. It's tough to do on a live stream, unfortunately. There's just a lot of info that I need to get from you. Oops, shit. Oh, that was a hard one. Come on. No, no, no. This rig, because of the power that it makes, it's very easy to like get out of dives and stuff. These are very powerful motors, but also something weird's going on. It's flying a little weird right now. I think this battery is a little weak. Yeah, this thing is not happier at the moment. This might be one of the older batteries. Hold on. Come on. Can I fly through a fucking doorway, please? Apparently not. And I'm gonna have to go take the walk now. You fuck. No, it's just in a pile of hair. 5 more minutes of removing hair coming up. God damn it. Hopefully this is one of the older batteries. Because otherwise I hurt it. Oh, this is not one of the older batteries. This is what... Okay. Well, we did something. All right. Well, damage report is bad. It's real bad. It's real bad. We broke the shit out of one of the ducts. Let me get this battery unplugged. Oh man, the battery did the same thing. Nope. It was a lot easier this time. Okay. So, I wonder when that happened. Let me run upstairs really quick. I'm going to play a little bit of flight footage for you. Let me run upstairs and see if I can find the broken piece of frame so that A, the dog doesn't eat it and die, but B, I want to see where it is to figure out which hit did this. Because yeah, that's super important. And then we are also going. So I'm gonna change the stream title to like testing to destruct, abusing the WeBleed crown frame to destruction in all capitals. Because that's what we did. We destructed it. WeBleed sent me another one. Again, this is prototype. WeBleed sent me another one, and so I am going to swap that on. 446. Not today. We don't have time today. But yeah, off stream, I'll probably swap that on so that we can. Man, it really lost power without this duct on it, which is kind of interesting. But, I mean, at this point, it's wobbling all over the damn place, so I guess it doesn't totally shock me. I think I can hear the dog running around, so let me get up there post-haste and figure out what's going on. Here comes some raw Session 5 audio. And this is me flying a 5-inch rig for the first time in a long time, so forgive the rustiness. Beer back, friends. So much fun. I found it. It was up kind of in front of the stairs. Can I watch my own stream and rewind? I want to try to find the moment. I want to try to find the crash that did it. Let's see. Skip ads. I can rewind my own stream. So it was let's see. Not here. Okay. It was right. I mean, we'll find it. Hold on. It was there. It is. Nope. That wasn't it. It was right like below me now. Below me like now. Come on. It started to feel weird earlier than this. Okay, this might be it. Where's it at now? No, it wasn't that one. I think it had already happened. Yeah. Look, I'm like low on altitude when it's happening here. That's it. I think that's it. Is that where it was? No, it was right over. It was right up here in front of this pineapple. It could have happened there. That was a pretty big slam. Let's see. Yeah, that's where it happened. That's the hit where it happened. Slammed it into the ceiling, and then it came all the way down from the ceiling. Let me just scan back to make sure it didn't happen before this. This is me not being able to get up the stairs. Nice big throw here. And then we got this big full roomer. That, yeah, no, it was this hit. It was that hit. It just came all the way down to the hardwood. So the piece was right up here. The piece of plastic was right. You could almost see it right there. Let's see if there's any other big crashes in here. I don't think so. Right, there's this little flip here. That was a pretty hard hit. It could have been there. It could have been that. That could have easily sent the piece firing off across the room. So it was one of those two hits. Those were two pretty decent slams. So yeah, now I'm like, it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right. Yep. And now's where we brought it home. Okay. All right, cool. So that's neat. I didn't know that I could do that. So one of the things about the Meteor 65 old school frame that was so cool is that the density, maybe it's a density thing of the plastic. It really wouldn't crack. The cockroach frame is a little bit more dense of a plastic, a little bit stiffer, and it would crack. The Meteor frame kind of wouldn't. It would bend, but it wouldn't break. I have broken one or two of these, but I mean, hundreds and hundreds of batteries in. The elasticity, says Ramdonko. Yeah, the bendiness, let's say, the bendiness of a plastic, you want it to be bendy enough to not break, not shatter, but you don't want it to be too bendy because then it's too floppy. So yeah, dialing in that density or elasticity or bendiness of the plastic is, you know, magical mystery stuff. And maybe I hit it just right, but maybe this plastic that the crown frame is made of is ever so slightly too stiff and not elastic enough, not bendy enough. Maybe. It's hard to tell with just one failure, but yeah, I mean, that did crack pretty good there. Oh, fart. That was the two mosquitoes. I just touched them with my fingers and now there's mosquito blood all over me. Let me give you an ultra close up on this. Brittleness, that's it. Yeah. Brittleness, says Danzilla Terrible. So yeah, here is the full damage report. You can see here, this was right here. So it broke right at this supporting piece. Not super surprising. You know, if it's gonna break, that's a good spot for it to let go, right? It's really strong here. There's a 90-degree angle, and then you got a lot of stress being put on there, and then it cracked right up to that brace there. You know, it's got that big area. If you look at the other side, right, it's got this whole big area. And yeah, I mean, I was kind of thinking that this would, I guess maybe on potentially on smaller crashes, it is good that it's got this big gap here. But maybe on like a really, really, really hard hit, maybe it's able to bend this in far enough where it's making too much of an angle here. And maybe that's why we saw it snap there. And then, yeah, all the way out here is where it let go here. So super interesting, man. This is why prototypes exist. This is why this frame is not able to be purchased yet, because Zotac wanted some pilots to pound on it and see if, when, where it would fail. So yeah, we did that. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that was 8 batteries in total. Admittedly, these last couple of batteries upstairs have been just kind of like, I wasn't purposefully crashing it, but I was like really trying to get as close to the ceiling as possible. And when I do that, it tends to hit the ceiling and then it comes slamming down to the hardwood. So we put a lot of abuse into this frame in not a lot of batteries. I wouldn't normally be slamming it that hard, but hey, there we go. There's some crash feedback, and then once this thing breaks, like, this motor is able to move all over the place, so it's gonna get all kinds of weird vibrations going. So yeah, once these frames let go, I mean, technically you could E6000 this back together, but it's just gonna break again. You know, tiny whoop frames are so cheap that just swap them out. So let's table this guy. I'm gonna put this other rig up into the air and see if I can just tell, like, sort of a difference basically in thrust and whatnot. I'm only gonna spend a minute upstairs because I can hear the dog running around and I don't want him to eat it. But yeah, I just put a bunch of time in on that. Let's see if I can tell a difference here. Didn't quite have a chance to look at runtime differences, but we will when I get it repaired, because I did want to look at that. Okay, so this is now the tiny whoop motored 0702 32,000 kV rig with the Meteor 65 Air frame, which is a little bit lighter weight. Oh, wow. It has oh, no, the battery's dead. I was going to say, it has noticeably less power. But this battery is dead. Hold on. This is a blue markered battery. So however many batteries I said I just flew, add 1 to that. That's the actual number of batteries that I flew. Yeah, all right, let's see. Fresh battery. Let's see how the amount of thrust feels here. Come on, ELRS. There you go. I think it's making a little bit less power. It would make sense. This frame has 6 obstructions down below. Oh, God, down below the motor. The crown frame only has 3. Just real quick. Throw it up here. Nah, I think it's got... it's hard to tell. I would need to really head-to-head them to figure that out. It's... Too much time has passed. Oh, come on now. Oh my God, I'm not flying good today. Oh, the little bounce off the fucking door was kind of cool. Oh, no! Now I'm just yelling for the sake of yelling. Oh, God. Oh! Not quite. Oh, no! Get out of the box! No, no, no. Come on. Please. Please don't make me walk. I did not get into this hobby to get in shape. Come on. No. What's that mean? Make dinner, it says. No! Not yet. Hold on. No! Okay, here we go. Yeah. I cannot feel a difference in power, which is kind of interesting because this build is lighter. So my thought is that I just either can't feel it. Whoa, which is probably what it is. It could be, though, that even though this is lighter, it's making less total thrust. And so those two things are evening themselves out. Come on now. See crash prevention just kick on there when I hit the ground. Just leveled it out like as if I have superhuman skills, which I obviously do not, as you can see. Uh-oh. Hey, it made it. You made it, little buddy. I got one more battery. I might as well just burn it real quick. Yeah, I can't really tell much of a difference. I do want to say though that this has a little bit less thrust. I think it might. I mean, technically the WeBleed motors are an extra 500 kV, which is kind of cool. So that could have something to do with it. Yeah. I love when it hits something and it does that. Uh-oh. Hey. Nope. Okay, we're right back where we started. Oh god, I'm trying for the huge power loop, but I'm not getting it! Oh no. Oh god, it's the hardest power loop in the world, and I just did it. Let's try it the other way. Oh no! It's way harder to do it the other direction. Oh god, no! Leave me alone! Oh god, that was way off kilter. That was crazy. This this build with this airframe, it's hard to fly. Like it feels almost like overpowered. Every time I fly this build, it feels completely out of control. Like, yeah, I don't know. It's like it's too light and it's got too much power. Maybe. I bet you I would get used to it. Oh, come on now. Come on! Great. Look, there's a coffee table. It'll move out of the way. Oh, boy. Some days I just feel like my reaction time is like a quarter of a second slower than it needs to be, especially with these little shitbirds, and you can really tell, and it really annoys the hell out of me. Oh, stop it! just yell at your quads, yo. That's the answer. I love flying tiny whoops! God! Oh, it almost fell into the cube! Oh, so close! Come on, we got like one more trick. Get it, get it, get it, get it, get it, get it. Ah! Fuck yeah! I can still do some things. I'm not the worst. I'm okay. I'm alright. I'm alright. I'm alright. Until says, making us dinner. Right on. What's on the menu? As my dad used to say, horseshit, bananas, and buckwheat cakes. What is that from? Is that from something, or is that just from the beautiful brain of my father? Horse shit, bananas, and what the fuck is a buckwheat cake? Let's see. Horse shit, bananas, and buckwheat cakes. There's no, it doesn't look like. Hold on, what if I put quotations around it? Is it like a quote from? I don't think it's a quote from something. I think it's just my father being hysterical. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's a quote from anything. I put quotations around it. Horse shit, bananas, and buckwheat cakes. Yeah, buckwheat banana bread. Oh, look at that. So other than the horse shit, it looks like bananas and buckwheat are, you know, a thing. Oh god. Hey, Blizzard FPV with a 5 Canadian Californian dollar super chat. He says the king has cracked his crown. I love it. Thank you, dude. Very cool. No one FPV is the build that he's talking about is just for funsies. If it's just for funsies, man, go for it. Build something wacky. It's always fun to build wacky shit. You'll actually learn a lot building wacky stuff, because there'll usually be a mess in some way, and like when a build is a mess, you can actually feel that it's a mess, and that teaches you a lot. So yeah, do the wacky builds. You'll learn something. And all we're doing is learning, yo. That's all we're doing. All right, friends. That was fun. I didn't think I was going to be able to hurt it. I'm glad that I was able to, because this is the kind of feedback that Zotac was looking for. He's like, dude, break it, smash it, slam it. And we did indeed. So, yeah, I can't wait to swap to the other prototype frame that he sent. And we'll give that one some abuse and see if we can get it to break in the same spot. If we can, not in the same way. If we can get it to break in the same way, then yeah, maybe there's some adjustments that need to be made. I think that the geometry of the frame is really good. I'm shocked that it holds up so well with just such minimal support on the duct. But yeah, we need more testing is needed, and more testing is being done right now. So shout out to Zotac for having those of us that fly really hard test this stuff before he releases it to the public, so that if there's an improvement that can be made, it gets done without, people that have paid for it having to be the R&D testers, which is kind of what the rest of the FPV industry seems to do. Is just put products out and then we all buy them and figure out how they're shitty and then tell them, and then they make a V2 that actually works and holds up. So it's nice that there are still companies that do the prototype testing ahead of time. Newbie Drone is another one. I still can't show it to you because it's not out yet, but Newbie Drone sent me something to test a long time ago, and the product is still not out. And I gave them a whole bunch of feedback on it. So yeah, cool stuff. Thanks, friends. WeBleed says, of course, and thanks. It's all about the good, bad, and the ugly. It is indeed. I know WeBleed has a bunch of racing pilots testing this frame at the moment. They will give great feedback because they crash hard, and I mean, so do I. I think racing crashes are going to be pretty different than the crashes that we're putting these through. I feel like a lot of times we're hitting like disarmed sideways and backwards and weird, whereas racing, I mean, they're hitting like this all the time, because they're banging into gates. So they're like nose down, and they're hitting with a force in this direction. I think we tend to hit with the forces in this direction and in this direction for freestyle. So I'll be interested to see what the crash testing goes like from the racers. Thanks for hanging, my friends. My name's Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti. Here's some more 5-inch flying from a couple days ago. And I'll see you guys tomorrow night. It's a giveaway stream, 10 o'clock Eastern time. Join the Patreon to get in on the giveaways. If you win, It'll pay for free Patreon membership for many, 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 many months. There is a Hummingbird V3 in the giveaways tomorrow night. There is a full set of 5-inch motors in the giveaways tonight. So, yeah, lots of good stuff. Tiny Whoop tier is $5 a month. 5-inch tier is $20 a month. In between is the 3-inch and Cinewhoop tier, which is $10 a month. To just join the Patreon, it's $3 a month. That's 10 cents a day. 7.5 cents per hour of live streaming content. You can't tell me it's not worth it. Help a brother out, join my Patreon, and I'll keep doing this full time for you to enjoy. I love you. Be good. Here comes some flying with raw audio, because it's always better raw. All right, fellas, be good. Later. See if there's any difference in runtime, but I doubt it, man. These are performing just like the much direction prop on. Seeing what that looks like in HD.